let's jump right into this explainer, shall we? Because what if the incredibly controversial end of Game of Thrones just wasn't the end at all? Today, we're diving into a wildly popular, hypothetical Game of Thrones Season 9 concept that totally flips the script on Westeros as we know it. We're going to see exactly how this fan-made concept weaponizes all that unresolved tension from the series finale and basically resurrects our favorite characters for a terrifying new reality. Just listen to this dark, cold open for a second. I rode to war for my house. I conquered. I burned. And the North buried me. You can almost feel the heavy, ominous tone of a resurrected Daenerys washing right over you, right? It immediately anchors us right back in the trauma of that finale. It validates the lingering resentment of her character arc, and it frames her not just as a victim anymore, but as this sleeping giant who has been fundamentally transformed by death and betrayal. So, Section 1. A hypothetical Season 9 unpacking the concept. This fan-created narrative dares to ask the ultimate what-if regarding a potential return to Westeros. Which brings us to Section 2, the shattered illusion of peace. The dead are not finished. The sheer brilliance of this concept is how incredibly fast it dismantles the character's completely false sense of safety. You've got this really stark juxtaposition going on here. On one hand, there's this collective, exhausted sigh of relief. I thought the war was over. It's that hard-won peace the Season 8 survivors had been clinging to, but it is just immediately crushed by this new reality. The dead are not finished with us. That definitive ending we thought we had, it was literally just a brief pause. And the dead aren't just faceless White Walkers this time around. It's a much more personal, specific specter coming back to haunt them all. Every time we survive, something worse remembers us. Man, think about that for a second. It establishes this micro-narrative of escalating doom. It isn't just a cool-sounding line, it's basically the fundamental thesis of Westeros. It proves that in this universe, survival only ever breeds deadlier threats. It's this incredibly tragic cycle. You defeat the Night King, you defeat Cersei, but the universe, it keeps a tally. The universe remembers. And the narrative builds this very clear, logical flow of pure panic. First, you get the atmospheric dread. Something has changed, I can feel it. It's vague, it's supernatural. But then it snaps right into administrative panic. Send ravens, all of them, now. It's a desperate scramble for alliances because they know whatever is coming cannot be fought alone. Finally, it culminates in this defensive, almost desperate posture. The North remembers, we will stand. It's honestly fascinating how efficiently those three little lines script an entire sequence of societal breakdown and mobilization. Moving to Section 3, the blending of elements, ice and fire. So how exactly does this text merge the iconic, completely opposing elements of the entire series into one single catastrophic force? Well, the crucial point is this bone-chilling transformation. I knew I would have to go back. I was wrong. Now I am winter. We have a famously fiery character, the literal mother of dragons, seemingly adopting the icy mantle of winter itself. This concept trailer completely flips the central mythology on its head. Daenerys isn't coming back with just fire and blood anymore. She has assimilated the very force that previously threatened to destroy all of humanity. She isn't bringing the winter. She absolutely is the winter. And, if that wasn't terrifying enough, fire cannot kill a dragon. They were right. This heavily hints at an evolution way beyond mortal vulnerabilities. I mean, if she is the dragon, and she has survived death, what can possibly stop her? This concept cleverly leverages the established lore to create an antagonist who is fundamentally unkillable by the traditional rules of this world. I see them, both of them, ice and fire. This line right here prophesies that the ultimate danger isn't one or the other anymore. It's a catastrophic combination of the two. It literally takes the title of the entire saga, A Song of Ice and Fire, and just dual wields it against everyone left alive. Talk about a seriously bad day for Westeros. So let's break down the logic of this threat. The realms of men are no longer facing isolated enemies. You have the unstoppable, encroaching force of winter. You have the destructive, unkillable fire of a dragon. And finally, a terrifying convergence of both elements within one single entity. From a strategic standpoint, for any character still breathing in Westeros, this is a totally unsolvable problem. It's a synchronized dual apocalypse. Which brings us to a really stark realization. There is no wall that holds back winter. This single powerful line strips away any lingering hope of a physical defense. It reminds the audience that the old safety measures, like, say, a literal 700-foot ice wall that stood for thousands of years, are completely obsolete now. You simply cannot hide behind stone or ice anymore. And finally, Section 4, the ultimate vendetta, Daenerys versus Jon Snow. This is the deeply personal, incredibly tragic conflict that anchors this entire concept. We can trace the direct narrative steps of this retribution perfectly. Step 1, the betrayal. You put a blade through my heart. It starts with the absolute ultimate violation of trust. Step 2, the aftermath. The North buried me, acknowledging the physical and political discarding of her entire legacy. And step 3, the metamorphosis. Now I am Winter, leading straight to her ominous, icy resurrection. The logic here is incredibly tight. Her transformation into Winter is a direct causal reaction to that literal blade in her heart. Dany, you put a bleed through my heart, Jon Snow. The text names him directly, placing Jon squarely in the crosshairs of his own fatal actions. There is absolutely no escaping accountability here. The macro-level apocalypse of ice and fire is being driven entirely by an intensely personal heartbreak. And honestly, Jon probably should have seen some consequences coming. Did you think I would forget? This single question completely encapsulates the terror of this entire concept. A vengeful Dragon Queen hasn't just survived death, she has become the cold, unforgiving memory of Winter itself. When you see how tightly this concept weaves lore, betrayal, and elemental dread together, it's so easy to see why fans are obsessed with the idea. It leaves us with one chilling question to take away. In a world of ice and fire, is the bill ever truly paid?